Middlesex won for the second night in a row to move into the top two of the NatWest T20 Blast South group, a 40-run victory over Kent in Canterbury, seeing them there. Batting first after winning the toss, David Milan was soon picking up from where he left off in the previous night's crucial win over Somerset at Lord's. As in that game, the stylish left-hander was soon outscoring his legendary opening partner Brendan McCullum, this the first six of the night. McCullum struck the second to bring up the Middlesex 50 in the sixth over, these two making an ideal start to this important clash. 60 runs came off the 6 overs of power play, and McCullum was by no means done just yet. The scoring rate actually picked up once the fielding restrictions were lifted, Milan racing to another T20 50 off 30 deliveries. 19 runs came off the 8th over, in which both batsmen cleared the rope off Fabian Cowdrey. And yet another maximum from Milan brought up the 100 in just the 9th over, a remarkable start by the visitors. Milan was dismissed next ball for an exhilarating 60, which had occupied only 34 balls and included 8 fours and 3 sixes. Darren Stevens and James Treadwell combined for that wicket, and they were in business again together in the 11th over as Paul Sterling departed for a dozen. The Spitfires were fighting back. Coming back for a second run, James Franklin was beaten by Cowdrey's direct hit from the deep and was out for a single. And when Stevens struck for a third time, bowling James Fuller for one, Middlesex had stumbled somewhat to 128 for 4 at the start of the 13th over. But McCullum was still there, and he reached his 50 off his 34th delivery, a knock containing 3 fours and the same amount of sixes. He lost another partner in John Simpson in over number 15, Stevens finishing with the fine figures of 4 for 31. Nick Gubbins came and went quickly, but only after he'd hit a 6 off Matt Hunn, who then had his revenge 2 balls later, with Sam Northeast completing the dismissal with the catch. Crucially for Middlesex was that McCullum was still there and still going along very nicely indeed. His 5th maximum took him into the 80s and carried Middlesex to a final score of 210 for 6, the Kiwi ending unbeaten on 87, made from 57 deliveries. To chase that down was a big ask for the home team, and when Tom Latham played on first ball to Toby Rowland-Jones, the task became that much bigger. Joe Denley, against his former club, was then out to the same bowler for 6, Franklin with the catch, which left Kent in trouble on 19 for 2 in the 3rd over. Northeast was soon into his stride, however, helping his team to a score of 54 for 2 at the end of the power play, 157 more runs required from 14 overs. With Cowdrey supporting his skipper well, Kent were making a fight of what was a tough target to chase down, these two adding 57 runs for the 3rd wicket. But then Northeast on a sprightly 41 found Harry Podmore off a thick outside edge off Franklin, the home team getting to 78 for 3 at the halfway stage of their reply, 133 more still needed. So big hits were now required, and in trying to clear the rope, Alex Blake was held by Fuller off Nathan Souter, who was delivering a very mean and match-winning spell. Fellow spinner Sterling was less successful, Cowdrey taking a 6 off him to make the 3rd T20 50 of his career of 31 deliveries. Alas for Kent, Sam Billings never fired, and when a bit of invention saw him caught by Podmore for 7, it left Kent 72 to get off 4 overs, which was way too much. That in spite of Stevens hitting just the second ball he faced into the distance. Cowdrey's 71 was the best of his career, Rowland-Jones coming back on to dismiss him on his way to figures of 3 for 24 from his 4 overs. And the game was up well and truly by the time Stevens was held by Souter, whose 4 overs had brought him figures of 1 for 16, 44 runs left to find off the last over. Yet only 3 came from it as Kent ended on 170 for 7 to lose fairly heavily, their 5th defeat from 7 in this competition, while Middlesex now have 4 wins from the same amount of matches and have only a Glamorgan ahead of them in their group.